Okay, I got the video set up, now to get a drink.
Finally, he's gone. I can begin my business now. Hello, lovely people of the internet. I am here to bring you a top 10 list of top 10 Hetalia characters. Now keep in mind, this is solely my opinion. There will be no other opinion as far as I know. So, if it does not match up to your expectations, I'm sorry. Your opinion is yours, mine is mine. For number 10, I figured we would start with the most imposing figure of the main cast, that being Russia. Now, Russia is a rather intimidating individual who does scare many a viewer as well as his fellow teammates. But, me personally, I enjoy his personality. It's a refreshing change from the rest of the cast. Now, each of them has their own quirks and individual flair, but it's nice to have someone who's not so peppy all the time. And it's nice to see a bit of dark humor mixed in with all the light. So, although he may not be everyone's cup of tea, I like to think he brings a nice variety of the show that was greatly appreciated. For number 9, we have none other than the suave, flamboyant pervert known as Franz. Now, personally, he's not my cup of tea. But he does, like Russia, he does bring a good variety to the show. And while some of his scenes may cringe me out, I have to admit he's a rather intriguing character with some memorable moments. One of my favorites being the one where he tries to get Britain to marry him. Franz, for all his flaws, is still a fabulous character to watch in his best moments. And even at his worst, he can still bring a smile to my face. For number 8, I'm afraid to say we have a bit of a tie. For although these two may be different sides of the same coin, I just couldn't find a place to find one over the other. To me, they're both equally enjoyable, just for different reasons. And that would have to be Spain and Romano. Well, Spain is the polite, carefree gentleman who's more than willing to relax with a bunch of turtles like it's no tomorrow. Romano, on the other hand, is a bit of an angry jerk, but in the most lovable way possible. He's more than willing to insult those around him, even though he's close to him, and his plans often backfire in more ways than one. But at the same time, he does have a soft spot for those he cares about, especially his brother Italy. So, although they may not be similar, I still find them both to be equally enjoyable. And it's nice to see their interactions, especially that scene with the turtles. To me, there's only one other pairing that could be just as great. For number 7, we have none other than the quiet king of snarky combats, Japan. Now, he may not be the most talkative character on the show, but he still has his moments. Not to mention, he's rather loyal to his two allies, that being Italy and Germany. And out of all of them, he seems to be the most calculating, always seeming to think through his strategies before the battle's even begun. To me, that's a very admirable quality, in and out of the battlefield. It means he thinks things through, whether he needs to or not, weighing each situation, no matter what may come his way. And that is a very useful skill to have. For number 7, we have none other than China. China has a rather friendly disposition, and his relationship with the pandas around him, especially his best friend, simply known as Panda, is rather adorable. And seeing him all worried about what happened to his comrade was quite an emotional scene. Maybe not in the same way as other shows, but it's still rather nice. Not to mention, he has a very efficient personality and he can get the job done no matter the outcome. He works hard, he's very enjoyable to watch, he's just an all-around adorable character. For number 5, we have everyone's self-proclaimed hero, America. Now, although he can be quite the self-absorbed jerk, he does it in a way which makes him likable. Not to mention, he always has such a can-do attitude that you just can't stay mad at the guy, even when he pelts your face in with a baseball. And aside from that, to me, he is the perfect stereotype out of all of them. He perfectly represents every single stereotype that is based on America. And despite all that, he still manages to have a deep backstory that allows him to be a bit of a fleshed out character. And out of all of them, he seems to have one of the deeper stories. So, although he may be very stereotyped and full of himself, deep down he is a troubled man with a heart of gold. Oh boy, what can I say about number 4, aka Britain? He has a variety of motions and skills. He has hilarious interactions with those around him. His relationship with his imaginary friends is rather adorable and intriguing at the same time. And not to mention, he's very hardworking, and it seems to hold numerous references to his own culture, which is always appreciated, especially on a show like this. To me, he may not be the best character, but he's one that I look forward to seeing time and time again. Okay, so we're in the final 3, the best of the best, in my opinion. And for number 3, I have none other than the precious, unnoticed cinnamon roll that is Canada. Canada, even amongst his peers, he's not easily noticed, often perceived to be a gust in the wind, or a ghost at most. Even his own teddy bear doesn't recognize him most of the time. But deep down, he's a stressed out cinnamon roll who deserves all the love in the world, no matter what. And no matter what happens to him, he just keeps on trying his best to be noticed and show how great his country is, even if nobody takes him seriously and often beats him down. Canada is one of those characters who really could use a helping hand, and he's precious as all get out.
What? Stealthy Bomber, what are you doing here?
Alright, you got me. I was making the top 10 list.
Of what show?
What else? Hetalia, of course.
What number are you on?
Well, I was about to go to number 2, but would you like to do the honors?
Alright, well, there's clearly only 2 picks for the last 2. And with that being said, number 2.
Germany.
Now, what can be said about Germany that I haven't already gushed about during my top 10 anime characters list? Like, number 1,
he's absolutely loyal to the people he cares about.
especially to Italy, because who is he always having to go and save?
Italy.
Who is always calling him whenever he has to do even the slightest thing, like tying his shoelaces.
Italy, not Germany.
I mean, Jurita is quite clearly canon, considering most of their interactions. Like, and next to Spain and Romano, they're the closest characters. Like, those 2 pairings are the closest to actually being canon. And Germany, whilst we see him originally as placid and, not at all, like...
He's quite a stickler for the rules and serious as all get out.
Yet when he meets Italy, you can tell something happens there.
Even in the beginning series, you actually see Germany soften up around his allies. We get to see a deeper side to him that we wouldn't have seen if he was by himself.
And yes, he has a somewhat strange relationship with his brother, because Prussia is the way he is. He also has a very, very close relationship with both Italy and Japan, mainly because they're his allies.
Not to mention, even though him and his brother are different, they also have a lot of similarities and still care about each other.
Being what a big brother is supposed to do.
Yeah, we haven't.
And
is it recording?
Yes, it is.
Oh, fun. I didn't know. Apologies, people of the universe.
We're keep going.
Keep going.
Leaving this in. But yeah, Germany is, while he doesn't get along with most of the countries at first, like the countries stick together when it comes to defending their own, because they're not gonna just sit and watch like a fellow country get threatened and not do something about it.
Yeah, I mean, there's even been times when Britain and Russia teamed up.
And Russia hates almost everyone. Like, there's a reason why, most people don't like him, especially me included.
I am the opposite.
And, okay, with that being said, there's only one clear choice for the top spot. You know him. You love him. Number 1,
Italy. Italy.
Now, Now, Italy is, of course, the main character who never, and I mean never, opens his eyes at almost at all in the show.
Except the beginning when he got pasta.
And he went.
It scared him.
It unnerved me. This is the first episode, so I hadn't been introduced to his character yet. I know that's not what he does. But I'm like. And meanwhile, he's wearing the same clothes as Romano in episode 1.
Boop.
Because he doesn't have his color scheme yet. And like even on the tag for the plush, his eyes are open. He never opens his eyes.
Barely ever.
Like Romano's the opposite way. He has his eyes open all the time. But
except for when he's like, okay, you tomato doodle, I'm ready to cook you on the shins and get out of here.
And Romano and Italy have, like, with Germany and Prussia, as well as Japan and China, have a strange relationship, but they'll still do anything for their brothers.
Yeah.
Like family in this show is very much prominent.
Mm-hmm. And to me, what better place for it to be prominent than with the Italian brothers? Even though Italy is quite the coward and tends to run away, he still remains steadfastly loyal to his brother, Germany, and Japan. And although he may not be the best soldier, he still gives it his best in his own way. Not to mention, how can you not want to pet his little cheeks? Just...
I can see why people think he's annoying, but at the same time, he's an adorable cinnamon roll.
He literally does next to no wrong. The only wrong he does is preparing pasta as war ingredients.
This is not a preparation for war! But yeah, with that being said, hope you enjoyed her top 10 list, and we will be doing this in her video, on her channel, or something to that nature, where I break into her house, and she does the same thing. But seriously, thank you guys so much for watching. You do the outro.
Thank you so much for watching. We hope you enjoyed. Have a great day. And we'll see you all next time. Almighty Prussia! Oh, sorry.
That's right. And
I'm sitting on one. I'm sorry. Oh,
that's Italy.
I'm so sorry.
And
I'm sitting on them. I don't.
We're gonna do this again.
Little tiny aliens, little tiny aliens, little tiny aliens.